Hello, good evening, Twin Minds here. We are back at Farming Simulator 19. Yes, there we go. Starting off great for tonight without being able to words properly. Seeing as this is, I don't normally stream on Sundays. Yeah, we're ready to go. What was this about already donations? I don't think you could have seen a donation, but maybe. Did I miss a thing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Kitten is being a turd. But yes, we're doing Farming Simulator 19. Char is joining us. Cat is demanding attention already. And yeah, this is kind of sort of to make up for what's coming this week. I have a work project coming up, which is going to stop me from being able to stream for like half the week. So, yeah. But yeah, welcome Unknown. Welcome Sparkles. You did indeed finally get here at the beginning. I did have a project in the works, but I think just one at the moment. Cat. Here, play with. This is a straw. I've had multiple cats that love playing with straws, so here's another one. Here, have that. Go, shoot. I was doing bales. Doing bales on field 9. It's not a terrible one. It's usually quite a bit of decent income. And it's not ridiculously far away, like field 1 is. Well, that's unfortunate. Unknown, is that recent, or? And also, does this button work? That button does not work. Awesome. Good to know. Cat. Hi. He wants me to play, but he likes to put it in places where I don't know where it is. There it is. So we are doing our lovely beginning synchronizing dance. There we go. Wasn't the button I was looking for. There we go. Nope, none of those buttons are working. Okay, good to know. Hooray! Welcome. So what mess did you make when you left last, and what are you planning on cleaning up? I am curious. 5-6 months ago is still pretty raw, I will say. Usually takes me about a full year to get to the point of not being sad about it for the most part. Still kind of sad occasionally when it comes up, but generally by then it's muted to the point of not being a problem. Shoot. Hello, Mackenzie. Welcome. I am currently doing silage bales on field 9. And these are going to go, or the excess ones are going to go towards whatever future animal plans we've got. I mean, I could potentially stop storing shit up and just sell shit, which means that we would have cash to use for the things that I am planning. Probably should do that. Probably should. I need 2 more. Yes. Yes, there is more hair than usual. It was annoying me like the moment I sat down to stream, so it's out and it'll probably go back up again in a little bit. He set the straw that he wants to play with right on my foot and then started pawing at it. So now I have little kitty stabs on my foot. Ow, hi. Here, Mackenzie, here's Kitten. He is insisting on playing at this very moment. You're a dork. Kitten. Here, go. I have a feeling that I'm not going to get much done unless I put them away. Because I saw the black one coming my way as well. because he wanted attention. The black one actually woke me up about 3 times in my nap, which was impressive considering my nap was all of an hour and a quarter, roughly. You protest. Alright. We shall see how long I can manage. Hello, Moo Cow. Alright, so this load should be 80%. And then we'll need 1 load of 8 to finish off what the farm wants. And then I guess that's before I do 2 loads, or 2 different runs for this. Probably should have at least a little bit of a talk about cash. Should we sell off a bunch of our assets that we've been kind of holding on to, planning for future animals, so that we can do current work? Or should we continue to hold on to those? Because I don't think we've got much stored up. If anything, well, we've got bales. I don't know if we have many bales. Well, I appreciate that, Unknown. Eggs, Char. Are you talking about price? Or what are you talking about? Mackenzie, I'm doing a work project, and it requires late nights. So Wednesday night we have an installation to do, which means it's going to start at 8 p.m. my time, which is when I would normally get ready for my stream. And then... oh, I just moved the egg crate. It's at the very southwest corner of the first egg, or the first chicken coop. I just moved it. So Wednesday night, definitely busy doing actual installs. Thursday night, preparing for the next round. Friday night, most likely doing a bulk of the installation and configuration. So yeah, it's I need to push that button. It's less that I need to do work and more that I can't be streaming because I need to be available if and when something goes wrong. So yeah, it's just timing of stuff that needs to happen, unfortunately. And then Saturday and Sunday are probably more of the same. I should be available for the install and crap. Now I may not be needed nearly as much as we're all anticipating, but this is a huge project, and there are very few of us doing the actual work. So it's very much up in the air about how much of our time will be needed. So I'd kind of rather err on the side of caution. Mainly because it's a high-profile project and we've got a lot of eyes on us in really high places, and we don't want to screw it up. I do have a few videos stored up that I'll be putting up, but I know that's not quite the same. Alright, so back to the question about things like bale storage versus selling, that kind of thing. I'm just about to get, I think, 9 bales, 8 or 9 bales that could go towards either cash or saving up for, I think, just cows, but maybe pigs. I'm not sure. But these are just grass, so it's not like we can't get grass fairly easily. Ooh, that was interesting. And then I have, I'm going to guesstimate about 30 straw bales. That may or may not be worth selling. Probably should look at the prices for those. That might tell us whether or not it's even worth doing at the moment. Let us see. Silage is at 312. It can go a lot higher than that, but it's kind of at its middling range right now. I think... fuck. I don't know which one of these is which, because they don't label their icons, which is the most idiotic thing in the world. Either way, the prices of all of them are roughly the same, and they're all kind of terrible. So maybe not worth selling. That button. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Alright, so I'm going to grab up 8 bales for the job, and then deliver those, and then we'll have the rest of them for ourselves. And yes, I can afford 4 or 5 soon. In fact, I think I can afford them now. The question was, do I want to do that, or since it is moderately close, would it be worth just going straight to 8? But then not having the cash to do things like get equipment that it can actually run 8. So I'm thinking if we get an earlier one like 4, then we could potentially build up the cash fairly quickly to get 8. Okay, so that's actually 8 right there, and that leaves us with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Wow, this is actually a lot more bales than usual for this job. That was not the button I wanted to push. Well, push. Fine. Howdy, Polar Place. Welcome. I did not want to push that button. I didn't want to push that button at all. Abort unloading X. There we go. Yeah, I think that might be valid. Why can't I fold this thing? That thing there. I don't know why I can't fold that back in. It's not the end of the world, I'll just have to drive around it, but that's weird. Normally I just hit the button. How's about a detach or reattach? Nope. Okay. Looks like I'm having to deal with that thing for right now. Alright, so this 8 is just going towards finishing the job, and the rest will be delivered elsewhere. I don't think I have a way to split up the load very easily. Once this thing goes into unload mode, it just dumps everything that's in him. So I have to deliver them separately, otherwise they just all get sold. Encoding issues, god damn it. Mackenzie, do you mind watching on Mixer for a little bit and see if it's happening there at all? Because I don't see it regardless. I don't see it whether I'm watching Twitch or Mixer or YouTube. So I'm not entirely sure where the issue is coming from. So, Shar, what are you up to? Obsessing over chickens. All right, then. Fair enough. So what was this mess that you claim to have made? I did notice that there were two bales that got knocked into the chicken area that I don't think we can fix. But beyond that, I didn't see anything else that was too messy. No, the relays are not fixed for Mixer yet. I put in a ticket to them, and they're like, yep, we know it's a problem. We're working on it. So the chat app that we're using currently is an early-ish beta that they've been working on. So it's got issues that they're still trying to work through. God damn. Okay, let me get out of this way. Wait. It is. Weird. Maybe they fixed it. They never put out a message saying they fixed it, so maybe they are soft testing it. Hooray! Hooray indeed. Okie dokie. Well, those bales aren't the end of the world. Oh, that's a good call. The log lift, since that can kind of reach up and over. Alright, so let me go get my 11 bales of silage and put those somewhere. I am bouncing off of shit. I am running out of places to put bales, honestly. Ooh, music. Hey, Mackenzie with a 3 just followed. Yay! I was hoping that music would work. I've been having issues getting that to work as well. That may or may not be the method that I implemented it. If that, I'll keep testing it and see if I can get it to work. I know how to fix it temporarily. Don't know how to fix it long term. So if I keep having problems with that, I will have to implement it the more painful method, which should work better. The way I implemented it was a way that lets me change it universally across all of my different screens. But if it doesn't make music on a regular basis, I have to implement it separately on each screen individually for it to work better. I don't like that option, but if I have to, I have to. Yep, the music worked. Yay! Sparkle follow. I think I finally have settled on one that I can tolerate. I had a hard time finding the right one, because the library that they've got in Player is fairly limited, but I kind of dig it. Shar, which bales are you talking about that need to be moved, and why? Oh, yeah. That makes sense. Okay, so now the unfoldy thing works. That's good. So, where to put bales now? Oh, I found the configurations for this game. Namely because I decided to cheat up my single-player test world so I can test out a few of the things. And in doing that, I found other things, such as a file that is dedicated to listing the age of the trees. So now I can look and see exactly when they are ready, which is perfect. The trees that are... The first 20 trees that I planted are the first round. They were currently 0.72 in age, so I'm assuming once they reach 1, they'll be complete. And then the ones that were planted, the 20 of them that were planted immediately after that are 0.2 or 0.62, so they're just over half. And then the ones that are on field 14 are all at 0.1. So those are pretty much just planted. But it lists the age of the tree and the growth stages that they're at, which is great, because then I can just look at it at a glance and tell when those trees will be ready. Because I don't honestly know what entirely it looks like when these trees are fully grown and ready in the game. So having that file and looking at the number will be very helpful. It's a shame you can't like mouse over the trees, kind of like you can mouse over the field and see what growth stage they're at. That would be kind of nifty. Alright, just realized we are sans music at the moment, so let's turn that on. Alright, so I think I want these to be parked around 15 for now. I don't think we're gonna end up doing the cows at 15. I have tried almost a dozen times to try to plant the cow fields on 15, and it's just not working. The land does not flatten well on a field that is this angular. So I'm thinking eventually field 12 is going to be the right spot, because it's central, it's very flat, and I think just overall it'll be a nice spot. So where can I put these bales for now, at least? Not entirely sure I have a great spot for this. Here, let me fill up this stack. I need 2 more. I think those 2 might work. Now I have no idea how this works when they're already stacked like this. Probably gonna fling one of them, but we'll see. Okay, just drops nicely. How convenient is that? Alright, I think for right now, these are going to get parked probably down on 21. Or at least down on 20, technically, because that's kind of where my parking stuff is currently. And we'll stack a bunch of bales on 20, I think. And then when we're ready to put them somewhere, we can move them. So when you're talking about multi-streaming, did you happen to notice the others freezing or not? Or was it just me? All of them, okay. I am pretty sure that Mixer is... I don't know how to say it exactly, but like not optimized to work on browsers, probably. Maybe it's not optimized to work on Chrome. Maybe it'll work better on IE because it is a Microsoft product now, and maybe they've focused on that. But yeah, so a lot of things that I've noticed on Mixer, just in general viewing, is either a screen will go black. Okay, sure. A screen will go black, and it will sometimes reload back up. Otherwise, sometimes you have to refresh the page. Sometimes the streams will just freeze entirely and just stop moving, and you have to refresh, or they'll restart. Not always. I think that's mostly it. Mostly those two issues, the black or freezing. But yeah, it's pretty consistent on Mixer. Also, I have a different idea for parking. I need to go view what's up here. Because if I'm going to eventually use 12, then it might be good to park my shit up here. So that it'll be there when we've got it. So what if... What if we did something silly like park in the biogas plant or park them right outside against the fence here? Oh, I'm still not spectacular at reversing trailers. This'll do, though. This'll do. So if I unload here, that'll do. And then these bales will be here whenever we convert 12 to animals. Because I'm pretty sure that that is sufficiently flat. There will be a little bit of terrain modification, but it shouldn't be that bad. And since I've got this thing here, I'm going to use it. Because I've got a whole bunch of bales that need to be moved. I'm also curious if this can load up in reverse. Like the bales that I just stacked and dropped, can I do the same thing by driving under a stack that exists? Or is that going to fling bales everywhere that I'm going to have to pick up? Only one way to find out. Oh, the little sprayer thing is in the way. That's unfortunate. Alright, let's see. I think what I might need to do... That appears to remain running, so I'm going to try, to move some bales into this thing and see how it goes. Right, this thing's not heavy enough. Okay, one at a time. Ha! It does work. Oh, that's amazing. I love it. That's flipping beautiful is what that is. Alright, this is probably not the best idea, but let's see how this goes. Nope, because I cannot lift at that point. Nope, I don't have enough leverage to lift. So how's about I try 2? I don't think it lifts 2 very well. Nope, no it does not. But I can scoot them forward. Also that. Very nice. Alright, so this will go pretty well. Welcome back. I'm taking care of the bale problem. Or at least I'm clearing the way to take care of the bales that are in the chicken coop. Nice. I love it. I love it. I love that this is working. Okay. Let's lower that center of gravity here. There we go. It would be pretty great. And I know I made comments last time about we should be able to lift these bales. I realized that these bales are human-sized. These bales are 4,000 liters of straw. So these are not the bales that I grew up with. I grew up with bales that were, you know, maybe hip high, not very much of, not much to them compared to these bales. There we go. So these bales would be significantly heavy. Whoops. I actually don't know how much is in there already. Whew. Looks like we still have some room. I see 12? And that makes 14, so this will be 15, so one more. That didn't work as well as usual. There we go. Perfect. Alright. Now that we have completely and totally destroyed our front lawn, I'm going to go move these bales over to the stacking point. So, Shari, while you're away, I decided that I'm going to stack all of the bales near 12, with the eventual plans of turning that into animal pastures and whatnot. And that'll get the bales out of our way and all that stuff. I am amazed at how well this bale stacking process worked. I do want one of these trailers, by the way. They're 70 grand, so I'm having a hard time justifying the price right now. And it's even harder to justify the price when I've got one in my hands currently. But I know we'll need one eventually as we deal with more bales. Now the other possibility to bales. I've been doing bales because I kind of enjoy the stacking process. But the straw and silage and all that crap does not need to be in bale form. That's just kind of what I've been doing. The other possibility are the loading wagons. The loading wagons are here somewhere? There we are. So the loading wagons are just kind of big old trailers, but they have a loader on the front that can pick up the straw and whatnot. So it can pick up all of the loose material and all that crap. So the biggest one is 56,500, which is, I think I calculated it out to something like 14 bales worth of material. So it's, again, it's not even that great compared to the bale stacker process, but it is an option. Yes, we could potentially hold on to this equipment for quite some time. I'm going to park my shit right there. I am sure they will appreciate this. Right there. Nailed it. No one can use that entrance until I'm done with it. Oh yeah, that's right. I need to join the Discord thing so you can still hear me. Discord. That button. There we go. I did know this, Nobara-chan. It's stunning to me that that's a thing. I had to mute all the Discord channels about it because I'm on the Farming Sim Discord channel. I had to mute all the channels about it because those people are seriously intense, and I am not that competitive, so it's not a thing for me in the least. But I'm amused that it exists, and yeah, significant prize money as well. Doing your own thing. Oh dear. What are you doing? I am curious, at the very least. You can do your own thing. Hell, you can create your own farm and do your own thing if you want. Perfectly fine. You do your thing. Get this thing rotated around. Where are you, doggo? I have been told to pet you. There you are. Staring at the steel or at the wall. Hi, puppy. Good puppy. Good puppy. Puppy want a ball? Dog? Dog, hi. Ah! Ball disappeared. Hey, ball's back. Puppy. Ball. Good puppy. And to feed the puppy. There we go. So you've been putting thought into this, like significant thought? He is absolutely derpy as a real dog, especially when he ends up on the roof. Yeah, Doug doesn't care. Doug will eat every bowl you give him. Now, I just realized, with the tines up like this, I had more control with the tines up like this than I ever did attempting to go in straight. So I'm going to try that again, and if that's how it works, then I'm going to remember to do that from now on. Tines up, lifty lift. Yeah, that works smooth as butter. Weird. Now that works for bales. Obviously the tines up like that does not work for pallets, but you know, whatever. That would be amusing, yes. I'm not entirely sure that would work out, only because getting a specific cat to come to me when needed is a tricky endeavor at best. Oh right, cats aren't dogs, indeed. It's fine. It's fine. I would have preferred to pallet fork it, just lift it up by the bottom, which would have probably been a little bit more legit, but there's no way to get these tines under those machines, so that's not happening. Yipe. That didn't work. Let's try that again. Lift. Or, you know, we'll do one. That's fine as well. There we go. That was a little bit more challenged because I technically grabbed that one, like, by the very bottom. It wasn't good. It wasn't a good grab. Oh, I was pushing around the sprayer by just jabbing the forks into it. Totally legit. It's fine. Now I'm having problems. Alright, a few more to go. Ah, that's not good. Nailed it. Also nailed it. Probably should actually look and see what my forks are doing. This is a very skinny edge balance here. You know, I think I saw a thing about this once. Forklift ballet, something like that. No, and usually once I get to a point of doing all the good contracts, that's when I will usually fast forward time. Let the fields do their thing by the AI, and then come back when they have things that I actually want to do. Alright, so that's that. That is 10 bales, and I think that is all of them. Unless it lets me do these things through the fence, which I doubt, but worth a shot. No. No. Okay. Alright, so I need to come back and do these separately. The egg prices are by 1,000 liters. So unfortunately, if we don't have many thousands of liters, it's not really worth doing. I think we have like 9,000 liters in the pallet right now, so if we need, you know, 18 to 20,000 in cash, that's fine. Oh, only 3,300. Awesome. Thought we had more than that. 9,000 might have been the number I remember last when I sold it. But we do have to remember that if we're not speeding up time, we're not going to be getting all that many eggs. So the chicken output is more of a long-term endeavor. Alright, if I were a better skilled driver, I could park one of these things right in between there. So I'm going to try it. Because I'm sure this will be amusing. Okay, I was like, why did it not do that? Alright, let's try it. Because this currently involves backing up a trailer. And you know how great that is. Or, you know, it goes in perfectly. That's fine too. I'll take it. That went too well. What's up with that? Alright, I do have more bales to grab. Not only do we have that one stack of grass at 15, but there's also quite a bit at 20, 21. Should I move them all now, or should I wait it out? I kind of want to finish getting the ones out of 15 out of the way at least. But do we need to move the 21s at all? While I've got the bale mover thing. Okay. Can do it now. Okay, so this thing is not letting me drop it into the unload position when there's no bales in here, which means I can't drop it into the unload position and drive back up into that pile of bales there and load it back in that way. So, gonna have to load them in forklift wise. It's unfortunate, but them's the breaks. If I left myself more room, I could have driven up and just collected them all. Maybe. Maybe. Kind of not really. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Oh, this might be a challenge. Yeah. Yeah, this is gonna be a challenge, alright. Maybe not as much of a challenge as I thought. Apparently none of this is as challenging as I thought. Because I've been saying that a lot and then doing it perfectly fine. I don't know what to make of that. I'm not going to claim that I have skill, not sure. But I don't know. I don't know. It's working and that's all that matters. Okie dokie. Ooh, bouncy. Cool. Nope, nope, this way. Nope, that didn't work. Howdy, Doc. Welcome. It's going pretty well, except for the part where I fail miserably. There we go. Look, try that again. So Doc, how's the upping your game on your stream quality going? I've been seeing a whole lot of progress tonight on that. Or today in general. I bet. Yeah. So were there any specific plans with the lighting, or did you just want some colorful mood lighting for your evening activities? Okay. All the bales, minus those two, are done. That's fair. That is fair. I've seen some pretty interesting stuff done with just the right amount of lighting. Right now we're just transporting bales, getting them out of our way. You missed my expert pro stacking earlier. I actually managed to reverse a trailer without backing into things. Welcome back, Shar. This little pile right here has been me expertly backing up and being surprised by that. This one, however, not so expert. Why you do this, kitten? Kitten, why you do this? Kitten. Hi. I'm gonna get stabbed very soon here. He really wants to go. All right. Nope. Don't do that. That's bad. That'll do. There we go. So Mackenzie, have you noticed any encoding weirdness since you went to Mixer side? Or have you been paying that much attention at all? I'm wondering what that's about too. That's fine. I'm wondering if that choppiness is basically the mixer equivalent to the encoding issues. Because the encoding issues also came and went. Not related? Okay. Well, that's also weird. Because that's another thing I'm not really seeing. Now, is that choppiness, or is that you just being sensitive to the 30 FPS I'm outputting? Because I know you're a little bit more sensitive to the FPS than some might be. Yeah, we're at 14, so we're going to be missing 2. That's okay, I suppose. Yeah, that's incredibly weird to me. And as I say that, of course, Mixer goes dead. But that was the blank screen issue that Mixer has. So, interesting. Not really appreciating the issues. Just not really entirely sure what to do about them. Alright, this is the Voltra. So this is the one that we could color. So I'm thinking this one's definitely in line with something I want to get next. Because this is pretty much rocking it as far as speed and quality goes. Ooh, that was fun. Okay. I mean, not good to know, but good to know it's not just me. And since it's everyone, and Civil and Blade don't use Restream, then I know it's not Restream causing that problem as well, which is also good to know. Alright, so I need to reverse-do. Close enough. I keep coming in at a very slight angle on these, but I will accept it. Alright, so I've got 5 stacks of bales, 3 of them are complete, 2 of them are partials. And then there's 2 bales in the coop that we have to work on getting out. There's 1 bale left at 21. And then there are also 4 round bales left at 21 that I can't transport with this thing. So, as far as what we can transport, we are done with this, I think. Let me check the baling. That's not baling. How am I looking at? This is the baling. So yeah, this thing only handles square bales. So does this. This handles round bales. There's no bale collector that handles round bales, which is kind of weird. But oh well. Alright. Who just joined the stream? When did you ask that, and what are you talking about? Because I missed that memo. Why am I driving this back? I can end the contract. Contract. Baling. Collect. Done. Hooray. Alright, so we are just shy of $900,000. Yay! Oh, that was Doc. Oh, Char was just asking who I was talking to earlier because she missed when you joined in. I'm pretty sure they can see that. You guys can see the chat on the screen, right? This chat right here. Sneaky, sneaky. So, Mackenzie, I don't think I can realistically return the equipment from the contracts. I can return leased equipment when I manually lease it. And I can sell my own used equipment, realistically, through the spot at the shop. But I don't think I can do it for the contract equipment, because I don't have a way to... I don't have a way to otherwise interact with the contract equipment. I guess I could. Never mind the fact that I can, you know, 6 or 7 foot vertical straight on top of a building. Don't worry about that. Totally realistic. It's all right, Doc. Enjoy your modding that I suspect will never end. I did that with Morrowind, of all things. I got heavily into modding of Morrowind. I only played for maybe a month, maybe 30 hours or so, tops. And then I got into the modding of Morrowind, and I ended up modding for a good 100 hours. Almost never played anything unmodded. Almost never played anything else. Or almost never played anything else of the game itself. I just modded. Did nothing else for it. So I have a lot of time in Morrowind, but not all of it was effective. I like the dangly hose. That's a nice touch. I'm going to pet the chicken. Hello, chicken. Pat, pat. Alright. What do we have for contracts? Garbage. Kind of garbage contracts. Okay. So you are working on field 4 cultivating. Okay. Let me take a quick look at our fields. Dark green, so 21 is ready to harvest soon. 15 will be a little step behind. Fertilize, no weeds, good. Alright. I think we're ready to fast forward at least a little bit. Alright. I'm concerned about sleeping till morning, honestly. Yeah. It doesn't really sleep till morning, though. It sleeps till... Well, it sleeps till whenever the hell I tell it to, honestly. But I'm concerned about sleeping through, you know, 8+ hours. Because last time we did that, a whole bunch of stuff progressed faster than I was expecting it to. What if I sleep 4 hours? Will it let me sleep again? Like, sleep 4 hours, take care of the fields, and then sleep again? Maybe. Let's try that. Okay. 21 is now ready to harvest. 15 actually did not tick forward to the 3rd step. Or to the 4th step. So, interesting. I'm trying to get a handle on what 4 hours actually is in this game. Oh, right, the braking. Didn't you just have to, like, tab in and out of a couple of vehicles before that would work? We've got an entirely extra box of eggs for each of the coops. That's good. Oh dear. Oh dear. I mean, I did get the coops fixed up. I guess you hadn't seen that. So let me give you the quick rundown here. We don't have lights, but still. So over here, we have a nice little cliff face that I created overlooking the train tracks, which is lovely. We've got our shed for our equipment, and then we've got our little house with the garage as well. Which, by the way, this house, I'm not entirely sure it's livable space, because this is all of like 5 feet wide. And it goes all the way back to here, but the garage also goes all the way back to here. So it's like 5 foot wide by like 16 feet long, something like that. But that's okay. But yeah, I've got lights lighting up the chickens. I've got ground textures going on. Yeah, it's definitely a lot better than it was. The only thing that's not good is this. I'm still trying to figure out how to do this without breaking stuff. So the back end here is a little bit sketchy. But it'll do. I was kind of thinking a tree behind the doghouse might be kind of good. Thanks, Doc. I tried really hard on that. It took me a lot of effort. Because the ground modification tools in this are not the most spectacular. But yeah, a tree back here, maybe a little grass patch, and then a tree right here for the dog would be good. Yeah, Doc, I was told through the grapevine that you got a bit of a donation train going on. Shar wants to know what you spend it on. Where did I park my harvester? There's my harvester. This needs to go down to field 21. I need to learn how to drive. Damn, very nice. I am amused that that got through the filter, actually. That must have been a hell of a donation train if you're able to afford a whole new CPU. There was a bit of a really bit of a sarcastic undertone to that text, I could tell. Maybe not as much undertone as it was straight up overtone. Whoops. Whoops. Didn't do it. It's fine. So do you know what triggered that, Doc? Was there anything special going on, or was it just one of those fun, random happenstance things? So there's a bit of a donation battle going on. I see how it is. What's up, Ulfgar? Welcome back. This is 19. I love those random spots where we somehow accidentally planted crops in the neighboring field, and it let us do that somehow, even though I don't own it. But, you know, whatever. At first I just noticed that it was just weeds, but somehow we got our crop in there too. Whatever. Kitchen time. Yeah, I'm on an old chip too, and I should upgrade at some point. I'm trying to plan that out with finances and whatnot, because I'm going to have to do the whole shebang, because there's not really a good upgrade for my motherboards. I'm going to have to do, at the very least, motherboard and CPU. And I kind of want to leave this computer functional as a secondary, either as a streaming PC or something like that. So I probably should do the whole mess. Oh no, donation board for each piece. Oh no. Maybe. I mean, currently my donation goal is still set at the $10, which was the donation goal of maybe I should try to get a donation at least once. So that's worked, which is great. Motherboard, CPU, RAM, probably not video card, because at least I can transfer this one for now. It did work on you. And I still appreciate it, thank you. No, I'm on DDR4, so at the very least I can transfer my RAM, but if I want to leave this PC in its current state so I can use it, then I have to get more RAM anyway. And RAM's not terrible. I mean, if I wanted to get 32 gigs of RAM, it'd cost me $150, $200, something like that, so it's not the worst. Kitty, hello. It's time for other kitties' attention needs. Oh my. Angry kitty. He is very upset because he wants attention, but he doesn't like the other kitty looking at him while he gets his attention. Oh, is he looking at you? I'm sorry, baby. Don't look at me. And don't you go chasing him, mister. I'm going to hold you here. I got my 16 gig upgrade for... I don't remember. It was technically a Christmas thing, so I think it was actually, I think I'm really lowballing it. I think it was about 150. Stop taking my stuff, cat. Shara's getting ready to jump into the harvester. But yeah, I probably should piece out the whole thing and see how much I really need, because this, so far it has been a general feeling of I really can't afford this right now, rather than figuring out how much actually. I never saw that happening, actually. I was kind of warned against it and never wanted to see it after I heard what it was about. Christmas. So, a couple months ago. And it was a Christmas deal, so... I don't know. Doc is recommending that you don't die. And that's kind of why I want to keep my current PC up and running, because then I can use it as a server if needed, and I can use it as a streaming PC, so I can offload all the streaming pain onto a second box. Because that's currently part of my issue, is that I am streaming from the same PC, thus splitting my resources. But yeah, Doc, that'll be nice. Ah, there's Shard Tree. Okay. Have you actually gotten it and installed it yet, or is it still on the way? Alright. That's not too terribly far off. I've been on Prime since it was cheap. It is no longer cheap, unfortunately. And I haven't entirely decided what my next hardware is going to be either, so that's a challenge. Prime monthly? Oh, I didn't know they did monthly. I've been on the yearly plan since that was all they ever offered. It used to be $70 a year. I think they're up to $120 now. Which still isn't the end of the world, it's just not great. Well, Doc, are you AMD or Nvidia? If you say AMD, I don't have answers for you because I don't know AMD chipset numbers very well. Well, I've got the 1080. And the 1080 Ti is pretty good. But they did just bring out brand new GPUs. The whole RTX line for ray tracing. And it's pretty awesome. But that also means that the 1080 Ti prices should be at least a little bit lower. Oh, of course. 280 Ti, no problem. Yeah, and that's one of the reasons I'm waiting, is that A, price, but other reasons, there's just not that much support for ray tracing yet, so it's just going to end up being a standardized better card, basically. I wouldn't be really getting the benefits of the ray tracing, because there's just not many games that are using it yet. So I want to kind of wait until there's better support for it and better need. By the way, possible encoding thing just came up. Let me know if you see something, because I saw something in-game that might be hinting at what's causing the encoding problems. So let me know. Oh yeah, no, you don't buy a GPU for today, but mine is more. 1080 Ti is still pretty damn awesome, and it should last me for the next couple years anyway. So I don't have the need to upgrade yet. And I've got at least a spare video card that I can do. Encoding on Twitch was fine? Okay. So it's not that thing that I just saw. The game has an occasional Unity stuttering issue. So I was kind of wondering if that was causing it. But yeah, 1080 Ti is still a pretty beastly card. And that should last me for a while. But the new CPU and RAM combo, I think, is more critical to what I need right now. But I can always upgrade that later. So I usually end up going in a cycle. Usually my video card gets updated every 2 to 3 years roughly. My CPU GPU combo gets updated every 4-ish years, maybe 5. And I'm just about at that mark right now, and it's starting to show. And yeah, CPU is definitely streaming is CPU intensive. I could drop it over to the NVIDIA codec, but that requires so much higher bit rates to get it to even be remotely the same quality that I just can't justify doing that. A, for streaming bandwidth, and because if you're using the GPU to do the encoding, then the game ends up suffering for the other reason. You're either suffering things for CPU or GPU. It ends up being a wash at that point. So choosing CPU for the lower bit rate. Where are you going, buddy? Okay, going the right way again. We're going to be able to do the whole soybean field? I think we are. Alright. Must have differing yields. Because there have been times when I haven't been able to do this in this entire soybean field. But this time looks like I can. Interesting. But I do like soybeans for the lower volume. Easier to transport. And easier to harvest without stopping as often. Hooray! This is all done. I'm going to go ahead and just drive this bugger up full to 15, which is going to need to be harvested very soon, which is the same crop. Alright, so here's a thing to consider. I just now realized. We can afford Field 4. Like right now. I'm going to wait until Field 4 has something good planted. Just for, you know, free work and free crop, basically. I'm just hoping they don't plant something stupid like potatoes. I'll do it, but I don't want to. Just for the sanity-inducing shape, Mackenzie, yes. I was on autopilot. I ended up autopiloting my way to frickin' Field 4 just because I was talking about Field 4 and forgot that I wanted to bring this thing to Field 15. Whatever. I'm dumb. Don't mind me. Turn around, drive all the way back to Field 15. At least I didn't get too far. Potatoes are good money. They're just a bitch to harvest. The widest potato harvester is 4 meters. The one that's a reasonable price is 1 meter wide. It would take at least 4 hours, if not more, to harvest Field 4 of potatoes. Yeah, so this is going to park here until 15 is ready to harvest. So we've got 8, which is ready to harvest, so we probably have a contract for that. No, they haven't thrown out the contract for that yet. Field 10 needs a fertilize, so I'll take that. 17 needs a fertilize, we'll take that. $18 needs a weeding, and the tool is there, so we'll take that just because. Alright, I need to move. I'm assuming this white Valtra is from your contract. Okay. Like, I suddenly ended up in a white Valtra, and I'm like, what the hell? I don't remember that. Alright, so I'm taking this. Bring this down to Field 21. So Field 4 is currently cultivated. Ran to a light pole. It didn't mind. And that means that Field 4 should be planted soon, I think. And I have to speed up time a little bit for that, I think, because it takes a little while in game to get that done. Just making sure we're ready to speed up time. We're in the middle of the light part of the night, though. That whole bright as day 2 a.m. Time period. This is Field 18 that needs to be weeded, so let me grab my weeder and get that started. Alright, you do your thing. Let's see. Was that a potato harvester I saw that I zipped through quickly? Harvesting 12 is sugar beets, actually. Alright, so this is a fertilizing for 10, which should be around the corner over here. So yeah, as far as field to get, I'm definitely thinking 4. And I do actually have math behind this. So let me show math quick. Let me also not overshoot 10. Okay. push this button. That button. Ah, screw it, I'll do the whole thing. Almost overshot 10. Alright, do your thing, buddy. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and post this in Discord. In the random shit category. So feel free to take a look at Discord if you want. In there is basically the plot number, the number of hectares, the price of the plot, and then a calculation on the price per hectare. Now that does not take into account the land outside of the actual arable cropland. So a field like 6, for example, is going to have all of this extra green space that is not accounted for. 13's got all of this extra space that's not accounted for. So that's just purely the visible colored plot that you see. And it doesn't cover the other plots that don't have cropland on them. So 11 is the best value. By about 4,000 per hectare. And then 8 is next, followed almost immediately by 4 and 5. So 4 and 5 are essentially equivalent. They're off by just a hair. And then 7 is quite a ways behind at about 8,000 more per hectare. And then after that comes 16 and down, where it just gets worse and worse. Down to these ones down here are actually really stupidly expensive. I gave math in Discord. If you want to go look at the random shit channel, that's the math on value per hectare for the land that's available. So I'm still kind of leaning towards 4. I did type that up, yes. I didn't prettify it at all, but I did type it all up. The price per hectare is a spreadsheet calculation, though, so I didn't type those. That's just stupid. I wouldn't have done that. But the plots that are down here, because they have so much extra land and usable for other purposes, let me push this button there. So you can see all this extra land here. It's got this space here. I think they might have jacked up the price on this without taking into account the fact that these buildings don't exist. I think the high prices in here is taking into account the extra land space and the fact that buildings should be on this land if I started on easy mode. So, that being said, these fields are ridiculously expensive for what you actually get out of the deal. So that's kind of stupid. Still recommending 4 than 8? Okay. Well, yeah, you had asked about 4 versus 5, and I'm thinking more just ease of use of managing 4, just due to the shape. 5 is ever so slightly more economical, but not by much. So I'm going to do this job. And actually, let me speed up time. I'm going to speed up time just a hair to get 15 going, I think. No, because that just turned, so that's going to take a while. Let me think. So, Shar, you're doing sugar beets, which means you're doing that for the foreseeable future. Yeah, 25k contract. No, I don't blame you at all on that one. 13 is weird, because 13 is almost ready to rot in the field, and they haven't put up a contract for us to harvest it, which is kind of odd. And 8's ready, but they haven't put up a contract for that either. I wonder if sleeping is causing the contracts not to pop up. But I've seen it before. I had one time, it was a little while ago while I was doing some off-stream grinding, where a good, 3/4 of the fields were all ready to harvest, and there were no contracts. All of those fields withered. They never got harvested. They never got taken care of. They just withered. So we had a whole bunch of really shitty farmers in this neighborhood. Right, 18 weeding is done. 10 is getting there. Ah, screw you. You're being a weird hireling. I said farmers, not farm hands. There's a difference. If anything, I was talking more bad about myself, because farmers and land who actually own the land were kind of being terrible around here. Alright, so contract on 10 finished, then we go up to 17. Let's go ahead and bounce up onto the road. I do kind of wish I had a wheel, but I don't have room for a wheel at the moment. Do 17 quick. This shouldn't take too terribly long. Meanwhile, I think I am going to jack up the time a little bit. Just to get things moving. See if we can get something planted in 14. Or in 4, which looks like that just happened. Hooray! Let's pop that back down. So, the question is, what got planted in field 4? Oats. Oats is good. Oats also means that we get a whole bunch of straw bales out of the deal. Little animal, what you talking about? I feel like I missed part of that statement. Got it. I was very confused because I think I misread that, and I thought it said something like, I will if I went to the doctor, and I'm like, what? What? Also, hi little animal. Alright, so 4 is oats. It is in the beginning growing phases, so we can actually buy that whenever we want. So I think I'll just hold off for a little bit, just because it's terrifying to spend that much money at one shot. Home from work, is this you getting home late, or is this a relatively early time for you? I don't actually know what your time zone is. Yeah, like the little map at the bottom corner, I do wish that you could change that to see the different filters. %9 transported for field 12. That's awesome. And then contract on 17 finish. Perfect. Alright. Yeah, there could be more controls around that. I mean, you can embiggen it, which is fine, but you can't zoom it. You can't get the filters on it. Yeah, there's definitely some mini-map stuff that could be better. I'm gonna just park this right here, methinks. Sure. Alright, so 15 still not ready to plant. Probably could do with taking care of 21 and getting that going. Ah, okay, so you just work until 10 p.m. Got it. Alright, so where's the cedar? There's the cedar. I just couldn't see it over there. Alright, so what crop are we doing next? Soybean and canola both look fine. I'm fine sticking with soybeans for now. That's fine by me. Whoops. Missed. Alright. On. And worker. Do it. Our trees are coming along nicely, though. They are pretty. They're about 75% done. So a few more days on those. Mostly climbable. Oh, wow. They are indeed climbable. Neato. Oh. Helper A is blocked by that very thing I just put down. Okay, fine. That missed a little bit, but I think the helper is going to do that regardless, so I'm fine with that. So I'll come back and clean up later. You do your thing, helper. Next up is waiting until this is done. So, contracts. We have weeding done, fertilizing done. Field 20 baling, don't want to do. Field 1 baling, don't want to do. 20 baling is not bad, except for the job is just not worth it much. Otherwise, transporting jobs, I can never get them to register properly, so I'm just not going to do them. We are up to 909. 909,000. By the way, this contract guy, I swear, he looks like Andy Serkis. Like, maybe a little bit more long in the face, but same facial features, same mouth, same nose shape. Yeah, so that's going. Field 4 is technically ready, so we can technically buy this whenever we technically want. Technically. I am kind of hyped for Field 4. So I think what I'll do is I will buy Field 4 right now. Hooray! We have Field 4. And then, deep breath, and we wait. Because we still gotta wait for it to be harvestable. But that puts us down to just shy of 100,000, which is great. I know, that 811,000 just poof, buried into the dirt. Shredded by the harvester and dropped behind it like so much chaff. But it'll be good. Also, why are you doing narrow swaths here? What's up with you, harvester? Or worker, man, person, whatever you are. Worker lady person, I think, by the profile? Yeah. Yes, I do need to get better equipment. The harvester that we've got is actually pretty decent. It's mid-range. It's 9 meters wide, so it's not quite the max, but it's not terrible. So I don't think we need another harvester for a little while. But we do need to be able to transport better, I think. So there's a couple options for transport. We've currently got we currently have 2 of these. We have 1 of each of these. They're both the same, just different wheel makeup. And those are 21,000 each. So if we've got 42,000 worth of transport between these 2, that's great. It's not terrible. But the tractors that we got currently just can barely move them when they're full. So maybe tractor is the next best bet. I think that might have to be the next thing, because otherwise the only other real upgrades that we can do to this are more storage capacity in these. And I think the semi is going to have to take a little while, just because of the ridiculous buy-in. It's about 220 something grand to get the full semi-tractor thingy going. So I think in the meantime I might have to just deal with these. I think. Can these be chained? No, those cannot be chained. Boo. None of these have trailer hitches on the back. Yeah, yeah. The making trips is handy while the helpers do their work. So this isn't a huge deal. Yep, and to be able to do any of the bigger stuff, like bigger cultivator, etc., I need better tractor. My current cultivator is... Actually, my current cultivator is my seeder, because my seeder can cultivate at the same time, which is not spectacular. But to be able to run any of these better cultivator seeder combos or whatever, I would need to have better tractor anyway, so... So what do we got for requirements? So if I were to look up better seeder to get the plants going quicker, we're currently running this one, which is 3.6 meters, so it's not remarkable. This one goes out to 4 meters. This one goes out to 6, so this would be a tolerable upgrade. And then this goes out to 9, so it just gets a lot better from here. Now the HP requirements, this one requires 180, which may be doable with my current tractors, but probably just barely. I think the highest one I've got currently is 175 or something like that. I could potentially pay to upgrade the current red one. I think it can go up to some stupidly high horsepower number that shouldn't be possible for that tractor. Let's see. It can go up to 261 horsepower. So if I just pay 45 grand to upgrade the current red, we could get pretty much a lot more lifespan out of it. Otherwise, our current one is 145, and I don't think I paid for the upgrade on this. Let's see, what's the model number on that? 45, 45, or 45? Okay, so which... Freaking arm. Can't even do it. It is the 4145, so we did get the upgrade. And that puts it at 175 horsepower. So this is kind of the mid-range. If we upgraded red, we can get up to quite a bit of extra horsepower, which is kind of nice to have that option. But for the seeders, this one's 180. So our current tractors would not... It would be possible to run it, but it would be kind of slow. Otherwise, this goes up to 270. And this one's down to 150? That's kind of weird. Probably because this one does fertilizing at the same time. So if we stick to just seeding and not fertilizing at the same time, then we can go up to 12 meters as the working width versus 9. The other thing to consider here is that this 5,000 liter storage for this one at the 9 meter working width does include a split between seed and fertilizer. So it could be an even split, could be an uneven split, but that means less seeding. Whereas this one has 5,800 dedicated just to seeds. So if we unitask them, probably could get away with doing a little bit better. So this one might be the next upgrade, and it's only a 150 horsepower requirement, so our current tractors can manage it. So maybe when it's time to seed field 4, we'll have to upgrade to Big Blue here. There's some pretty spectacular seeders in here, but nothing that I can afford at the moment. I think Big Blue is the next one. Yeah, you only have to do one pass, but because of their limited storage capacity, you end up having to refill them frequently, or you have to turn on the ability for the helpers to buy, at which point you're paying more for the seed and the fertilizer. So it's a trade-off. Yeah, you only have to do one pass, but you might have to make multiple trips. or pay more for the seating. And when we're fertilizing at 24 meters, well, I think our spreader is 18 meters currently. It's not that big of a deal to go and do a pass with the fertilizer. I do have a mod for that. It wasn't default in the game, but I do have a mod for that. And that's in here. Is it under silos or miscellaneous? It's under miscellaneous. So yeah, we can add these tanks to refill at. Or these depots. I don't know which one would be better. I think the depots look kind of neater. But I don't know if that's like an auto refill station or if that's just a spot for me to put all the shit. So I'll have to test those, I think. Because I kind of like the idea of the little shed that stores the crates. Yeah, no, I'll test them out and see which one works better. If the shed worked, or if the shed works as good as the towers, then I'll go with the shed for sure. But if the towers are easier to work with, then I'll probably have to go with those. So I also tested the semis in single player just to see what they felt like. And weirdly enough, it feels like the man has better acceleration, and it feels like it has better turning. Like it's actually more maneuverable. And that kind of makes sense because it is narrower in the front end, so it has less turning radius to work with. Or not narrower, but just overall slimmer profile. Shorter truck, easier to turn. So I might end up with one of these at some point. This guy was much slower, but obviously has more power, so it can probably haul more. It turned really terribly. It turned like a whale, basically. But it looks awesome. So probably end up with one of each, just for the hells of it. I'm just not sure that the Roadrunner is necessary. It's got 120 extra horsepower. But the man can pull the biggest trailers, no problem. So the only thing I can think of is maybe the bigger one has better time going up hills and stuff. I didn't thoroughly test like full traversing the map. Yes. No, the man does look a little almost childish. I guess it's hard to put a true word to it, but it doesn't really feel truckly. for complete lack of any other words possible. But it does drive really well. The man steers and turns really nicely. Exactly. Truckly. Yes. Yes, indeed. But I found a couple nice color combinations that can work. So this one, the distinction, since we can do black and purple, I thought that would look kind of nice, also with the phantom black rims. This would look kind of neat with the man, which can also have its body colored. to maybe charcoal with rim purple. Something like that. I thought the purple body was a little bit too excessive. And this guy just needs to either be a nice deep crimson red, or it needs to be that charcoal black. Just cuz. You don't like the man trucks? Is it just the style that you don't like? Also, welcome, Lone Tomb. Welcome. Is it the style that you're not a fan of? Because I'm not entirely fond of the style myself. But they drive nice. They corner really nicely. Navy was also in consideration for sure. Navy was in consideration for the man truck as well. Because Navy's kind of nice. Could also just go with the massive purple. But I'm not a huge fan of the purple shade that they've gotten here. I know, Doc. I know. But yeah, I'm not a fan of this purple. This is like a bright royal purple. There are other shades that I'm a little bit more fond of. We could also go pink. Could go pink. There you go, Mackenzie. I mean, it's the same purple shade all over the place. But yeah, this one is a little bit too bright. It's definitely much a strong royal purple for sure. Yeah, still going on here. Your favorite is the dark red Hulk. I mean, I do kind of like the dark red. It is kind of nice. I do like to stick with the more neutral colors though. I'm really digging the charcoal. I don't care for the black as much, but it's alright. Otherwise we could go with the bright white. Go for blinding. This one's alright, but nah, never mind. It's not alright. This just hurts the eyes. This is almost as bad as the pink, honestly. The white is definitely kind of nice. Let's go through some other shades. Silver is alright. A little bit less harsh than the white. And this is what they consider gray. That does not look gray to me, but, you know, whatever. Even the beige isn't too bad because there's not much beige to it. You mean the garlic, perhaps? Not a huge fan of that myself. Really, Mackenzie? That's terrible. And again, I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing perfect butter smooth on Twitch on my side. And on Mixer, also smooth. And I'm not getting any of those issues, which is the weirdest thing for me. I'm just not a fan of orange in general, but that still doesn't look that bad. Hmm. The Azul isn't that bad. Olive's all right. But no, I think it's up between Navy, Crimson, Onyx, or maybe the Silver. But that's still quite a ways off, so we'll talk more on that later. Rainbow Chrome. Lone Tomb's got the red one. Alright. Well, I'm still a ways off from being able to afford it and or need it, so we'll think on that later perhaps. I do need to start considering upping my tractor game as well. What's the price on the Fent? Or the Vultra, sorry. Price on the Vultra is $292 if we wanted to go big to start. And that would give me the option to pull on some of the bigger stuff later on. And you know I'm going to have to go with purple. But medium Vultra or big Vultra? Oh, the Fent can be colored too. Oh. The Fent can be colored between green and slightly less green. That's brilliant, Fent. Brilliant. The 92K Vultra? Yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards that as well. New Holland can't be colored at all. I mean, granted, coloring it shouldn't be the only requirement of buying one of these tractors, but still, it's nice. So 292 Vultra is going to be a little ways off, but it'll be nice when we get it. And the 292 Vultra is actually only... Never mind. I was thinking of something else. I scrolled past something else and I saw a lower horsepower number. Yeah, going faster would be kind of nice. So this one is faster. This is the Dutes Far. And actually, it's kind of nice. I kind of like the different styling of it. And this one can go up to 336 horsepower for a little bit less than the Vultra. And of course, we can double wheel some of these things. So this is 336, which is nice. The Vultra is 350, so the Vultra is still a little bit more powerful. The max on the Vultra is 400 horsepower. Horses of power. So the Vultra definitely can be upgraded bigger. Oh, and it can only go double back? Oh, no, it can do both. Okay. Kind of like maybe just the double back a little bit better. Not sure. No front loader. None of the big ones can do front loader. None of the heavies can do front loader. The only one that, the only thing that the heavies got is this Fent and the Vultra have the option of doing the reverse control. So if we wanted front loader, we'd have to go with a medium. And the medium the medium Vultra can do front loader. What are the speeds on the mediums? 62 for the JCB Fast Track, and that's it. So JCB Fast Track would be... Oh, but that one doesn't have front loader. Boo. 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 Alright, apparently we got stuck. Alright, so how do we do doing the whole thing? Did okay. Missed a couple spots. Interesting. It's broke? Weird. This is the second breakage we've had tonight where something wouldn't fold or unfold. But this time I can't even detach it to reset because it won't unfold. Okay, Mackenzie. So I don't know what the dealio is with this, but it's broken. I'm going to have to reset it, which means I'm probably going to lose the seed in here. But that's fine. They only missed a couple tiny spots, so I'm actually not going to worry myself about that. Or I'm going to worry myself about that a great deal as soon as I reset this thing. So I need to reset the seeder. There we go. I need to go get that. I don't know what the deal is, but we've had 2 times where those things just won't work anymore. How do we do with this? Good. Wasn't sure if we unloaded that or not. Yep, so it does empty out the seed and the fertilizer, which is unfortunate, but there wasn't much in there, so it's not the end of the world. So I need a seed bag, and I need a fertilizer bag. The fuck? Okay, so the seeds will open. Great. Now that will open. That's weird. I don't know what was up with that, but it's fine now. Alright, let's go finish cleaning up those spots on 21. Just because they'll probably irritate me if I don't. Whoopsies. Don't drive like a crazy man. There. Okay, anything missed over here on the side? Doesn't look like it. Nope. So the first spot missed is right here. We're still on soybeans, that's great. Perfect. Well, now I'm hungry. I want food. Wine, wine, wine. Mackenzie's getting food soon. Mackenzie, there are inquiries on your food. I would like to know as well. Salmon dinner with mashed potatoes with rosemary butter and rich, thick gravy. That sounds delicious. So I took some fertilizing contracts, which are always great. Alright, filling up. Ah, I bought way too much fertilizer. I forgot this thing has such a small tank. Alright, so first off, we're bringing this monstrosity down into the depths where 18 is located, which is very small, narrow field, so we should be able to do this in one pass, hopefully. If not, it'll be a pass and a quarter. Yeah, Mackenzie, now I'm really hungry. Thanks a lot. Okay, so this is maybe 2 passes. Fine, be that way. Forgot this is so wide. Helper H is blocked by an object. It was me. Yeah, I can't see that difference. Or I can, but it's so light. Barely noticeable. You know, Helper H, you are a needy individual. Not quite good enough to do this in one pass, unless that little sliver at the end isn't going to count towards my percent, which it might. Field 8, are you going to be good to me? Nope. Okay. That means I got to do at least one little sliver of a pass. That's fine. That was not so great lining up. Let's try that again. There we go. Now field 18's finished. Alright, so let's fold ourselves back up and go to the real fields. So we've got, that's fine. We've got 7 and 11 that both need fertilizing. Which reminds me, I probably should have waited until field 4 was fully ready to harvest, because at that point it would have been fertilized, etc. Fertilized, weeded, etc. So we might have to actually do work on field 4, but that's fine. Whoops. Got stuck. Yeah, so we'll do 7 first? 11 first? It doesn't matter. 7's the first one in my field of bees, so we're doing that one first. Actually, that reminds me. Field 4. How are you for fertilizing? You have no fertilizers, so we're going to fertilize field 4 with this thing. And it's got some weeds, but not all weeds. I am confused by that. Oh, thanks, Doc. Me too. I am glad. I am definitely enjoying it. I'm not enjoying this sudden nose tweaking. There we go. But yeah, I'm enjoying this game. I'm liking the modability. I'm liking the grinding monotony of it, I guess. No, because this isn't my field, so we're just aiming for a certain percentage of the field done for the contract to complete. If this were my field, where my output would matter, then yes. But yeah, when you complete the contract, as long as you got the percentage that they're looking for, it's usually in the neighborhood of 90 to 95%, somewhere in there. As soon as you hit the complete contract, the entire field finishes, regardless of how smoothly you did it. So if you did it with missing stripes or chunk patterns and weirdness, it'll smooth it out and complete it perfectly. But I don't know what the actual percentage is, because there's a percentage bar here that you have to fill up to 100%. But this bar, once you finish it, and you've got your 100%, there's usually still some of the field left that you haven't done yet. So I'm guesstimating 90 to 95%. And especially with this, where it's hard to drive in straight lines, yeah, I also appreciate that they did that. Yeah, exactly. Alright, so this is going to do its thing for a little bit. Char is working on harvesting the sugar beets from 12, about halfway there. We also have 11 to fertilize in a little bit once this thing is done. I really don't want to do these, but they are cash. But I really don't want to do them. So I'm just not gonna. I'm just gonna keep on ignoring them. We have a field 13 barley that could get done. Oh hey, that harvest that I was wondering about that they were never doing. It's at the very last stages of possible growth. So we're gonna do that field 13 harvest. I'm gonna borrow the crap, and then we're gonna go do that. So you do it. Keep doing it, and tell me when you're done. Alright, I need this thing first. Oh, for crap's sake. Okay, that's fine. I thought it was going to make me try to pick up the header from between all of that, but it's got the trailer thing down, so we're good. Except for the part where I can't actually back up properly. Alright. Getting this thing all unfurled, ready to go for 13, which is right up here. Now this one I will make sure to do 100% because you get whatever crop is left over. So that 90-ish% that they're expecting to see, you get the last bit of it. So that's very nifty. I like that part too. Alright, so we've got a man. Unfortunately, they never give me a random colored man. It's always this weird greenish color. Ah, for crap's sake. Fine, I'll wait. Unity physics ragdoll is what happens. You get launched and barrel rolled and all sorts of weirdness. The horn is really quiet, but the horn is quiet only because the machine noises are turned down. If we were to turn up the machine noises, Let's just go full volume here. It's still kind of quiet, actually. Compared to the overall vehicle noises. Yeah, compared to this thing, the engine noise is louder than the horn, which is just sad. Let's go ahead and save while we're in here. Little animal getting all nationalistic about his truck needs. I like it. I don't like it quite so loud, but yeah, I do like the engine noises. In fact, I think you're right. I think we'll drive it up just a little bit. 100% agreed, Doc. Truck horn should have 3 different sounds. Excuse me, watch out, and fuck you! But all horns really deserve that. Yeah, 30% is pretty good. That's the nice sound of an older diesel engine. Oh, I like the little light from the LCD screen in there. I think a big old foghorn is a great idea. Europa Panther. I'm getting all up in your sugar beet business. Yeah, let me go check quick. The only thing I don't like about 30% is that it's even more jarring going into the menu. That's the only thing that I don't like. Yep, Char's with me. She's doing her own thing. Every once in a while piping up. You were already so full. I am sorry. Bye. I miss you. Come back again. Okay, so what else do we have going on? We got 7 still getting fertilized. Getting there. Definitely thinking about it, Doc. Do you have a schedule you're planning on? Or is it going to be kind of a whenever thing? I really don't like that partial weed thing. Frosty, welcome. Unfortunately, I don't have the easy answer to that one because I never played 17. I am new to the farming sim universe. The only thing I do know is that the cotton, which was a DLC in 17, is now part of the base game in 19. I know there's something about farm management that's new. Horses are new. Okay. Little Animal probably has better answers than that. And if Mackenzie is still here, probably also has better answers than that. I thought that contracts were in 17, but if not, we're doing contracts. I think transporting might be new, I'm not positive. But otherwise, you just do contracts for the various people who own the fields out here. Just realized I turned off the GUI. There we are. So were there contracts in 17? I'm pretty sure there were, but I may be wrong. Alright, E is getting close to being done, actually. Yeah, that's what we're doing right now. We're doing a co-op. Got one other person in here with me, and she's doing contracts. Currently, we have a mod available that's letting us do more than one contract at a time because it was feeling too limiting to have multiple people in here and only having one contract available. Oh, I saw something else pop up. So we got 93% left, so I need to turn that back on and get going forward again. So I guess I'm finishing this contract by hand because I don't feel like hiring another worker for it. Interesting that the engine noise changed. But whatevs. Is that something that goes over the differences between the two? Okay, contract on 7 finished. So I'm going to bring this over to 4 since it's right here. And basically utilize their equipment to fertilize my field because screw those guys. we really only have part of the field as weeds. Alright, whatever, I'll take it. Alright, let's do the whole thing this time. The whole thing. Oh, it's not gonna let me do it. Fine. Be that way. I can't do my own field. Alright, so we're going to 11 next. So we're going straight across. Little animal, whose video is that? Oh, nice. Alright, so now we're fertilizing 11, and then I'm going to take my own fertilizer, wherever I left it. Here we are. I'm going to bring this all the way up to number 4. Oh, I need more fertilizer. Never mind. Let me go get that. It is surprising how quiet in the cabs these are. Go for it. I mean, unless money's stopping you, at which point, then I guess we'll have to wait for sale. Come on, get out of the way. Shoo. Alright, so we have a little bit of fertilizer in here. Otherwise, I need to buy more. Lost count. Well, congratulations. But yeah, waiting for a sale is important sometimes. I know, Doc. That's because I'm using a keyboard like a pleb. So I do not have smooth ability to do gentle steering. Keyboard is superior for everything except for what requires analog controls. Now, if this did something like mouse-controlled steering, similar to the way that the Borderlands 2 vehicles run, then we'd have no problem. Aha! The snowplow is here. The snowplow is here to dig us out of yet another mess that has come our way. Every time we get a lot of snow, I am reminded of the guy who got arrested for using a flamethrower on his driveway because he was, quote, sick of all the white bullshit. I think it was, quote, the metric fuck tons of white bullshit, specifically. Because a quantity is important, and a metric fuck ton is a valid unit of measurement. I am in Minnesota. We just got about a foot of snow over the weekend. I don't know if Indiana was in this path. Indiana was definitely in the path of the cold blast that we just had recently, but not so sure about the snow that we just got. Alright, so we're going to let this guy go and do his thing. Nebraska as well. Not often I see people from Nebraska. Okay, so we've got Field 4 on the mend fertilizer-wise. And I need to go up there with the weeder at the moment here. Oh man, mailman out in this cold. I do not envy you at all. But thank you for your service because, yeah. They actually canceled mail service here. First time I've ever seen that. They canceled mail service here 2 weeks ago when we had the negative 40, negative 50 weather. Because, fuck that. I'd rather not get my mail. I would rather the mailmen survive this weather. Good, good. I'm glad that they canceled it a little bit more universal because that was... It's one of those things where everyone really just needs to hide inside and stay that way. And pretty much half the country hid inside for a few days there because that was just terrible. Now, working in the office is still acceptable. Getting there is a challenge, but working in the office is alright. Alright, so you're doing your thing. 11 is coming along. 7 I don't want to turn in yet, so it's going to look sketchy, because I think A's machine is from 11's job. So it should be good. Just got to wait for both of them to be done. No other good jobs to worry about at the moment. 12's harvesting is getting there. Oh, 13. I need to focus on 13. I haven't been paying attention to 13. Howdy, Mr. Dakota. I am doing well. Welcome. How are you doing? Marwell Manor. Yeah, I saw a little bit of that one. It looks pretty good. So, I guess another question for this series that we're doing. I'm not doing like a strict, let's play or anything like that because there's no real storyline to work with. Do we want to stay on this map? Because I can easily, do accounting of all of our equipment and get it all cashed out and transferred over to another map if we need to. Do we want to stick on this map, or do we want to go with Felsbrunn, or do we want to go with the South American map? So this map is based roughly on America. I don't know where its focus is, but this is based on America. We also have the Felsbrunn map, which is based in Germany, I believe. And then we have the... I'm not gonna pretend to remember what it's called, but it's based in South America. And then there's a new one that just came out, Marwell Manor, which I think is based in UK. Frosty, this map looks like such. So down here we've got kind of the city proper, where you've got the store and the gas, and the restaurant where you can dump off to. This is the spinnery. Down here, oops, on tag, stab it. Down here is the biomass heating plant and the barn where you dump off bales. Central is the biogas plant. This section here is pretty angular, that kind of thing. Yeah, I could definitely show off the other maps as part of a stream. Maybe that'll help us decide what we want to do. Shar, are you good with this map, or are you looking for a change? Good with whatever? Alright. Because I've got a save with the Felsbrunn map. It's perfectly fine. I kind of like it. Alright, we can definitely do a stream at another point. Getting close to the end of my night here, so unfortunately can't do it tonight, but another night we can definitely do a tour of the various maps. There are 4 of them now, I think, with possibly a 5th one on the way. At the moment, Mr. Dakota, I'm just doing multiplayer with some of our followers, so just one at the moment. Unless, Shar, you count as multiple people, which at this point, maybe you do. But feel free to join the Discord and get friendly and all, and maybe we can talk about doing more people joining later. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. None of the other Shars have mentioned if we count as more than one. Good to know. I could make a dedicated server. I just haven't had the need to yet because it's been me and Shar up until now. So, maybe at some point, if multiple people want to join, then I might have to do dedicate. Frosty as well. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. I appreciate that my noises are working as well. The Michigan map. Which one's the Michigan map? Well, I do appreciate the offer, Dakota. And Little Animal Host. Thank you for that. All sorts of noises are going on now. restart your PC again, as in it's been off unused for quite some time, perhaps? Because that's pretty much the state of my consoles at the moment. My PS4 is just sitting there getting dusty. Which is reminding me I need dust. Ew. Alright, looks like Helper J needs help. Yeah, we're playing on PC, and this is the... I guess what are you playing on is an open-ended question. We're playing on the Ravenloft map, and I'm going to call it that, and we're playing on PC, and we're playing on mouse and keyboard. Ooh, noises. Different noises. Anonymous tip. Oh, thank you for that. One more noise. One more noise. Exactly. Where the hell am I bringing this thing? It's not technically full yet, but where the hell am I bringing this thing? Anonymous. You know, there's only so often that Anonymous is going to work. Now I'm actually going to get a tip from Anonymous, like someone else, and I'm going to just blame it on you, and someone's going to feel bad about this. You're making me get the whole cry wolf situation. I think, Doc, that's because you may have actually known going into it. I know that person can't even respond without outing themselves. It's amazing. I was going to go into here and look at something. Yes, I am figuring out where I'm delivering to. 13 needs to go to restaurant. Okay. Might as well deliver. Actually, I might as well empty this guy while he's here if I can catch him. Yes. No, I didn't catch him. Stop moving, stop. Nope, nope, stop it. Stop it. Nope, stop moving. I win. I win the game. Go away. As I play bumper cars with my harvester to steal its loot. Uh-oh. That was a cliff. That's also a cliff. Everything's fine. It's all okay. The driving is a little bit difficult, especially with the keyboard mouse. So many stickers. I love the flying stickers, guys. I appreciate all of them. Uh-oh. Well, we're going that way now, apparently. That is the only thing I don't like about the man truck. It delivers, it steers a little bit too well, and it ends up oversteering and wrenching itself in half. Maybe next time, Dakota. Whew. Bouncy. Oh yeah, Doc. We definitely got to do something. I will wait until your job settles. But good luck on that job, by the way. Oh, there it goes. Folded in half. As donutty as I can. It is technically an off-road trailer, so you know, it's fulfilling its purpose. Alright, so we've got progress. 11's getting close. 11's good. Personal field is getting close as well. I'm actually gonna pause for a moment here and bring the weeder over. So there's the tractor. Helper J is nearly full already. What's flashing? Everything's flashing. This is me flashing. This is restaurant flashing, which is the target for my contract harvesting delivery. We also have Helper J flashing. They flash when they get nearly full on their grain tank, so I have to go empty it. What else do we have flashing? I think that's it, currently. Alright, where did I put the weeder? Ah, right here. But Helper J is full, which means I need to go fix up Helper J. The ranch is flashing. Oh, the ranch is also flashing. Yes, you are correct. That is most likely the delivery point for the stuff that Char is working on, which is harvesting field 12. Yes. That's due to the mod that is allowing us to do multiple contracts. There's more flashy things. Alright, so I'm going to park you right here. 4 is getting there. Let's go back and do this. Huzzah! Success! Yeah, the flashing is either for the contracts. The flashing around the locations is the drop-off point for the contracts, yes. Helper A finish. That must have been... Yeah, that was 11. 11 shouldn't be finished. There we go. Alright, that'll at least finish off 11. You're still doing your thing, good. But yeah, the flashing green is the drop-off point for the contracts. There's also a flashing blue, which is the great demand market jack-up price, which I don't have any currently. Alright, let's finish driving this thing to field 4 before I get distracted again. Contract on 11 finished, that's fine. In fact, let me yoink and yoink. So that was a cool 30K input from those two fertilizing jobs. Oh, that's in the way. Now this map does actually have some nice landmark features on it. I might actually take a little detour and show you my favorite one. So up ahead, yeah, I need to go over here. We'll take a little detour to my favorite one. So there's definitely a lot of nice buildings going on. We got a little factory thingy over there in the distance. Don't worry about it. It's fine. We got a lighthouse. So this is the ocean side. So I don't know if this is supposed to be, you know, East Coast. I don't honestly know where this is supposed to be, but an older school lighthouse feels very East Coast to me. So we got a nice oceanside view. Nice cliff edge here. Really snazzy bridge that leads up to the lighthouse. Oh yeah, cars are definitely immovable objects that will stop you dead, 100%. Same with the light poles here. Those will stop you dead. There's a nice boat off in the distance as well. Whoops, light pole. Speak of the devil. I've never actually been out here. Looks like driving out there is going to be a pain, so we're going to walk. But yeah, I love this lighthouse. This lighthouse is neat. This isn't even my favorite landmark point. Yeah, there's just some really nice landscaping going on. I wonder if you can go down there. Yeah, they actually do focus a lot on their maps. Which I really do appreciate. But my other favorite landmark spot is right nearby. So we'll see if I can get out of this place without ruining everything. I mean, square plots are nice. I do like square plots for the ability to, you know, work them easily. But I got nothing to say to that. I would definitely prefer square plots over the messy, angular bullshit that's going on in this territory. There are square plots all down here. And then 6 and 12 are squared off. And then number 1 is squared off. Rectangular, but still. Beyond that, everything else is janky shape, janky angles. If we go over to this spot, which is field 15, you can see that there's also a lot of elevation going on. So there's a lot of hills to contend with and all that crap. Speaking of things to contend with, I need to fix up J again. Yeah, this map is definitely awkward. It's one of the reasons I'm kind of considering changing maps. But also, I will fully admit, I like forestry a lot. I like forestry in general, and I like forests as a decorative piece. Which is why that that new map, the Manor map that I can't remember the name of, that one kind of appeals to me, because there's a lot more forest. There's a lot more dense forestry to work with there. But yeah, Doc, you would definitely like this game, but it is a time sink. Not gonna lie. Alright, 11's done. 4. This needs a little bit of a finish, because it didn't finish the last bit. Oh yeah, and if I have my choice, I know exactly where I'd put my house. Alright, we'll leave this guy up here for now, that's fine. And then I need to go back to here. Alright, so time for my favorite landmark piece, right here. This is a decorative whale skeleton. Just really nifty to have a whale skeleton out in the open. And then one of the reasons that this is my favorite, not only because it is a nifty looking whale skeleton, but the fact that this is its sign. Former whale. I just like the former whale. It just amuses me greatly. That is all. That's all I have. Yes, Char. Also, I had the GUI off, so I didn't notice you were saying things. So, Char had been saying things, and I had the GUI off while I was looking at things. Not intentionally, gosh. So, Doc, you are being told that you need to come be a resource slave. Oh, whale. Doc. Oh, yes, the car on the river. Totally forgot about that. Yes. The buzz, buzz, buzz was chainsaw noises. Yes. Because that's what happens when I turn off the GUI, is it selects the chainsaw. You did, Doc. You made it. Yes, the cutting down trees manually is pretty fun. Although I do want the heavy machinery at some point that can do that, because it's also kind of fun to play with. Hey, yeah, I got nothing to say to that. I mean, cutting down trees with a chainsaw is still pretty rewarding. Let's go with that. That'll do. Alright, so we're going to hit that button, and this button, and then we go forward, and let the helper fix it, so that I don't screw it up. Hooray! Alright, so we're fixing that pinkishness on number 4. Now we can browse the store for a little bit. Let me fix up Helper Jay here. Jay turned in his sunglasses and black suit for some overalls on the farm. Maybe a John Deere cap or something like that. Jay is very needy. He's not my neediest worker though. He's all right. H has been a trooper? Good. It's not often we get one that works that well. Shar, you've been outed. There is a question on whether or not you were my neediest helper. It was Frosty. He's already begging for his life. Please don't hurt me. We're good. We're good. Everything's fine. Doc, you're the stand-in because you're the one that she knows. Alright, so we're going to shop. So first off, we got the big bags. And then I also have a mod installed for the bigger bags. So these are twice the volume, and you have to lift them with special tools. And then we got the pallets. And then we've got pallet saplings, poplar saplings, and sugarcane. And then we've got mods for bigger fertilizer tanks and herbicide tanks, as well as egg pallets. So you can dump the egg cartons in these pallets to make it a little bit easier to transport them. And of course we've got the bales. Let's see, we've got... What are you interested in looking at, by the way? Because I can just go through the entire friggin' shop if you want, but if you're looking for something specific... All it is then. Alright. So, small tractors. We got everything from the Fiats, the Vultras, the Fence, and the Staras. Staras I'm not a brand I'm familiar with. New Holland, Linder. Interesting. It's a cute little tractor. It's adorable. Kind of like the full glass door on that one too. Kind of neat. Massey Ferguson, Armatrack, more Fent, Vultra. Mediums, we've got same brands all over the place, plus a case, John Deere. I think this is the first John Deere that we've got. So that's, I know that that's new for 19, is officially getting the John Deeres in versus mods. And then we got more tractors. We also have JCBs, which are kind of nifty. And then we've got the larges. I think this is the only Dudes Far, but I'm not positive. Got some nifty, nifty decorative pieces to it that the others don't really have. A little bit more flair to it. Might get one of these eventually just for the fun of it. And then we get up to the big boys at the end here. For the treaded ones, we've got a treaded John Deere. And then we've got treaded Challenger. And the treaded Fent. I'm going to take that as a compliment, little animal, because I don't know what that means. And then we've got the articulated ones. Another treaded Challenger. I think that's yeah, that's second treaded Challenger. Interesting. And then we've got an articulated Challenger, which is also kind of nifty. Slightly bigger treaded Fent. And then, of course, the ever so popular case quad track. Which is treaded and articulated. I think you can do... Oh, no. That's not helpful at all. That's barely different. Ooh, fancy. Ooh, 3 wheels. Even more fancy. Ah, I can't do anything with this one. Okay. Alright, so that's the small, medium, large tractors. And we've got the trucks. Warrior, Phoenix, Man, something or another. Tatra or Tatra. I haven't heard of that brand before. I'm assuming it's European in nature, which is why I haven't heard of it. Then we've got the 2 Lizards, which I think Lizard is the Giants custom brand, so that they can genericize some of their vehicles that they otherwise couldn't get licenses for. So we've got the Hulk, and then the Roadrunner. Tatra and Man is EU only. Okay. I mean, judging on the style, I kind of assumed that they were EU. Because these are very clearly American trucks. But they are Lizard brand, which means they probably couldn't get an American truck to allow it. Never allowed in US. Interesting. Is that export limitations, or is that like brand monopoly, perhaps? I don't know. Then we got Harvesters. Yeah, this lovely ancient monster. And we have Old School New Holland. Never even heard of this. Ooh, pardon me there. I've never heard of this. I'm again assuming it's a European one. And then we got Massey Ferguson. And then we've got John Deere's. And they all kind of look the same until you get to the treaded varieties. A nifty case. Nifty New Holland. Now these are all basically the top tier. So these 4 are the top tier. And then the Fent Ideal, which is my personal favorite. Possibly because of the black. Possibly. Because otherwise they're all kind of very similar. But this one has a little bit more hard angles in the body shape. Just style-wise. You can change the brand name. Fent, Massey, and Challenger. Which is weird. I'm not entirely sure why that matters. And you can also jack up the engine if you really feel the need to. Not that that really does all that much. Doesn't make it go faster or anything, just makes it go harder, which you don't need to do because this 538 horsepower is more than enough to handle all of the crops that are currently available. Not entirely sure why you would ever spend $54,000 extra for that. And this one you can just make the wheels thicker, for whatever reason. Yeah, this one you can make wider or treaded or... That was a little bit neater. Because you have options. The treaded seems out of place because the body shape still stays the same with the wheels. So it doesn't quite work. I do like the double though. And the main difference between all of these is just the cargo size. These are all 14,000 and change, and this one is 17,000. Yeah, the tracks need to be sized up on that one for sure, because the tracks seem very small comparatively, and if you compare them to these tracks are damn near twice the size. So yeah, they definitely need to jack up those tracks a little bit. But this is 75,000 cheaper for essentially the same power of combine. So, you know, maybe it's worth going with the John Deere route. But I really do like the Ideal, so you know, probably gonna go that route. Because look at that profile. That profile is just sexy. This track wouldn't handle a car. You are correct. Maybe if hills are an issue for it, I haven't seen it be an issue. But who knows? Maybe some of the steeper hills would be worth doing. I need to make another run. And this is going to the restaurant, I believe. Right. Don't go over the cliff this time. Forgot about that. Or, you know, I could wishbone across the cliff. Anyway, that's fine. It all worked out. Alright, while that empties, we'll do more store stuff. So then we also have the forage harvesters. And these are the ones that have the big looping thing in the back. Can we do any treads on these? Nope, okay. And then we can do the regular pipe or long pipe. And then we got potatoes. Big old honking potato harvester. Then we got the big old honking beet harvesters. This one's interesting. I haven't played with this one yet to see what the difference is on this one and why it's so unique looking. But it does have a 10-meter width, so that means it can harvest a hell of a lot better. But it does not look like it has internal storage. So it looks like it needs to have a chaser, perhaps. Which would be an interesting idea. To be able to do beets and not have to worry as much about how long it takes to harvest them. The width on this one, we'd have to go to the headers for that. Beet headers, best header is 5.4. So, 5.4 or double it with the top tier beet harvesters. But then you need a chaser, which is doable for sure. Your favorite is the Crone. You know, I like the shape. I mean, I like the fact that it's essentially the best one. I don't like the color scheme. That kind of creamish beige color with the the muted green. Not a huge fan. But since it's the best one, I like it. I like it. Yeah, let's go fix up Jay again. You probably do have to chase yourself. Oops, didn't do it. Probably need to do it with either a friend or set the worker on harvest, because I don't think the workers can chase. They're not that smart. God damn it, pedestrians. Get out of my way. I did show the beet harvester. Do you want to see it? I thought you were already familiar with 19. Helper F has completed their task. Which one's F? Aha! F is my weeder. The weeds are all gone. Thank you for fixing that problem. Ooh! Field 12 has harvested enough to have actual harvest income. And I'm assuming that means that there's still more to go on that one? Hooray! Still some left. That means more cash. So, little animal, we were talking about the beet harvester that doesn't have internal storage. So all of these have, you know, 30k, 45, etc. But these two at the end, the Ropa and the Holmer, do not have internal storage. So I'm assuming that they have a chaser requirement. And they look very different. But I haven't played with them yet, so I don't know what they look like. I don't know what they unfold into. Those are just beet pile movers. Oh. Well, that's not cool. So is it standard practice to dump beets into a giant-ass pile and then pick them up later? I would assume so, apparently, since they've got machines dedicated to that problem. So, Frosty, just like you've got the hay swaths on the ground here that you can pick up and bale and all that, you can dump the beets and you can dump the grains and all that stuff straight onto the ground. You wouldn't ever really need to do that, but apparently harvesting beets is a challenge. So apparently they dump them on the ground on a regular basis and then pick them up later. Oh, but I want to watch that, but I can't click it right now because I'm doing things. Let me middle click that and I'll watch that later. I'm curious now. Alright, we also have sugarcane. And I don't know if sugarcane is new, or if it is new like it was DLC in 17 and now it's new standard in 19. Not sure, but I think it's relatively new. So we got sugarcane harvesters. Sugarcane is a pain, and I haven't done it yet, but I can tell just by that 2-meter width is the widest harvesting width that you've got. I don't necessarily look forward to that. Not sure I'm going to. You're almost done, so that's good. And then we also have cotton. Big old cotton harvesters. They make giant bales. The bale is the size of this entire back end here. It's awesome. Unfortunately, Frosty, you can't. So what you can do is that title is based on the title of the actual name. So you can do like a YouTube search for Europa Mouse 5 or Mouse 4. In this case, I think this one is Europa Mouse 4 loading something. So you should be able to search it well enough and see a real job done. Also, beat loading would probably do it. Alright, so cotton is kind of nifty. Kind of want to try it at some point. I mean, we've done cotton harvesting jobs before, but never actually baled it. But it's really expensive to get into because this is the only option to harvest it, and it's 500 grand to get into it. Then we've got some nifty forestry machines. We've got the grabber trucks of various kinds. And then you've got the saw machines. I don't know what their official term is, but they chop down tree and then hold it in place. And then they can grind it forward, chop off all of the extra branches and crap, and then cut it into specific lengths. So these are really fun to play with. Unfortunately, physics kind of tends to go wonky on them, but you know, whatever. They're fun to play with anyway. I saw something happen. No, 13 finished. Even though 13's not done, technically. Maybe it is. How are we for cleanup around here? No, 13 is not done. There's still crap to pick up. Damn you! We have another helper who just bailed. Alright, so we got tick, 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 and a couple over here. So we'll do a pass on this manually and then we'll be done. That's it, and then we'll do... Go back this way. This way. I know! It's awesome! Yeah, the top tier carbines are... Combines, not carbines. I'm thinking guns. The top tier ones are pretty snazzy. They're all capped at 10 kph working, but moving outside of working is 42 on this one. I think all of them are about there. Makes them nice and easy to turn around too. I think that's it. Nope, one more. Did I miss two down here? No, we'll take a look. It's not the end of the world, it's like $2. Hello, cat. I don't know. Maybe because all these contract jobs have made them soft, made the workers think that it's okay to do only 90% of the field. So this is the last of 13, so we should be able to turn this in and be done with that. Alright, getting kind of late here though, so I'm going to end it pretty soon. Frosty, was there anything else you wanted to specifically look at in the shop? Sure, is that going to be the last of it? Sweet. I'm also delivering the last 13 right now. Oh, Frosty, you're out. Alright, well, thanks for stopping by. Have yourself a good night. Hooray! 8,700 bucks extra from 13. Ow, pointy kitty. Pointy kitty, ow. So that makes 13 done. And we'll actually wait to turn that in until you're done with your thing so I don't actually accidentally click the wrong one. That would be bad. Alright, so let's see what we've got. All that's done on 4. 4 is going to need another round of fertilizer eventually. 21 needs another round of fertilizer. Otherwise, 15 is almost ready to harvest. We'll eventually get a harvest job for 8. I'm a little bit worried about that one, because I want to do it. It is... Oh, it's only barley. That's actually not too bad. Barley's fine. And then 4 is corn, actually, which is a little bit weird. 4 is corn. Alright, that's doable. That's fine. Hooray! And done. So that was an additional... What was that, almost $12,000 from the sugar beets total? Between the last one and this one? 11K. Very nice. Then are we good to turn those in? Would you like to do the honors? Sweet. So that puts us another 50 grand up, 54 grand up from what we were. Awesome. Alright. So that's a nice little end to the night, finishing both of those contracts. Having no active contracts. Nothing else to do currently except for a couple fertilizer jobs, which I will accept for doing later. That's fine. But yeah, definitely a good night. We spent a whole boatload of cash, and we've got a nice new giant plot of land that we're going to have to deal with, but still awesome. Yes, indeed, Doc. I am ending now, so have yourself a good night. And yeah, that would be the end of the stream tonight. Streaming on a Sunday, not something I would normally do, but trying to make up ahead of time for the upcoming lack of streaming this week. So I will stream when I can, if I can, but I'd tentatively not streaming on multiple days next week. Oh, Mackenzie coming back just in time to throw that dinner on our face. Oh, I need to eat too. Starving. So, Shar, as always, thank you for all of your help. Thanks for sticking around. Mackenzie. Thanks for coming back, even though we're bailing on you. Thanks for rubbing that dinner in our face. Anyone else who may be out there in Silent Land, thank you all for coming. Thank you for any subs and follows that I might have missed. I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.